Hey guys, today we are going to be doing an installation of the TAC TAC 3-inch side steps, running boards, Nerf bars, whatever you want to call them. We want the textured black for our 21 RAV4. Should be a fairly simple installation. It's just going to take some time, but I didn't find any good videos online, so I figured we'd make one. See if we can help everybody out on the installation. Thanks, enjoy.
Okay guys, we are on the driver's side, and this is the rear of the car. We're going to start at the back. So I'm going to skip this first plug. And so this is your second from the tire. And then behind this piece of plastic here is a plug that we're going to remove. And so we have to remove this plug and then cut this area out and then remove a plug. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this bolt and remove this plug. Okay. Take our rear driver's side bracket. It'll be stamped with DR for driver's rear. So this is where we're gonna figure out where to cut. So grab a mark slot. I believe it calls for you to pull all these panels off and cut them as you go along. We're just going to use a razor blade. Be safe whenever you use them. I find this locking kind is probably the safest you can get. And then we're just going to cut. This plug, and that'll reveal your hole. Go ahead and check. So we'll go up to our outside. our bracket. And looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and put our bolts in here since we're already laying on our side in this area. It'll save us some time later. So in these back holes, you'll want to use these brackets here that have the stud. Go ahead and put your acrylic washer on. It'll save you a little bit of grief. Same thing in this front one. Yeah. And these are the bolt, again, the bolt plates. Okay, so this hanging, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next holes. This here. So in the middle ones, you'll skip 2 from the back to this one, and if you're coming from the front, you'll skip these 2 to come to here. So it's 2 and 2 spaces. So you know where you're aiming. Right in here is this bolt. So you want to remove it. Remove our plug. Go ahead and do our cuts. careful with your blade. Okay, we're going to check. Okay, there is a nut plate over here and a second piece of plastic. So go ahead and cut through again. There are overlapping panels there. And then you want to pop this out. Check again. Just make sure you got metal on metal touching. So that feels good. So we're going to go ahead and put our bolts in. The one at the front will be the one closest to the rocker panel. Will be the bolt plate, like we had in the rear. One in the floor pan, it's going to be the 10 millimeter. I think they call it a L. So it's just like that. Alright, we're going to go to our last bracket location. This is our front location. So it's got the same, this is a 10 millimeter, same as the other two. Remove that. Remove this guy. Here's our front bracket. We're going to mark our locations again to cut. Start with this Check it. Plenty. This insert nut plate. Check our bracket. Okay. So what they say is if there's any sealant or undercoating, just scrape it loose. So there is a little undercoating here that we want to remove so we're flat onto the metal. Got my scraper here. And you just want to remove the coating. Try not to get down into the paint too much. So it is there for a reason. Go ahead and start our bolts here. It's going to be same as the middle. Still on. So go ahead and put your plastic washer on. Slide it up into your hole. Okay, now we're going to grab our hardware and install our first bracket, which is the front one. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and install our first bracket. I'm going to install the front first loosely, just kind of reverse order from the print or from the instructions. Tell I'm not left-handed. this lock bracket. Washer, lock washer. You can just leave them loose. Okay, I'll go to our middle bracket. Same as before. Locking bracket. Okay, for a final bracket. Washer. Lock nut. everything's just loose in place. Okay, now that we've got all the bolts, or all the brackets on here loose, go ahead and set our tube in place. Go through or attach our bolts to the tube. Always I just start in the middle. Just run them up by hand. Two in the back. Those are in. I'm going to use your ratchet, 13 millimeter socket. Just go ahead and snug your brackets. Place. And whenever you tighten your brackets onto the tube, it'll make them straighten out. To tighten our brackets. Snug them. It's a 5/8 in the back for the big ones. Bracket. Snug. And what I'll do is I'll go back to my socket and then just tighten everything by hand. Just make sure it's not over tightened, but just make sure it's good and tight. And then in a month from now, I'll come back and then just make sure everything's still snug.